Good morning everyone, welcome to Daily News Analysis. So today we are going to see certain topics, okay. For the 14th April 2026, we just got 3 topics for the day, and the rest of the topics are not that much relevant to UPSC, but just go through the newspaper for the day, okay. So first thing, you will get this PDF in the description box, and you can scan this QR code and join our Telegram channel to get the PDF, okay. So first one is about Supreme Court have criticized the action of Election Commission. So we are just going to see what is the exact criticism that I have given. Matlab, what is the constitutional criticism that have been Supreme Court have given? What is the pressure that is tribunal has been facing, and what is the basic right that have been denied because of this SIR process? Okay, so in that case, we are just going to see in GS2 paper the polity perspective. Okay, if the color is visible to everyone. Instead we will go for a brighter one. Okay, so the next one is about the water table. Okay, so the cities like Bangalore, okay, so the cities like Bangalore, Chennai, all these were metropolitan city, they are highly facing this water table problem. So we are just going to see what it is. The editorial is about like how exactly the water problem is happening and what is the best solution for that. Okay, so that we are going to see. And third one is about the West Asia and India's economy. So this editorial is about how the unrest in the West Asia has been keep on impacting in India's economy. Okay, so this is what the first thing, this is what the 3 things we are going to see for the day. Okay, so with no delay, just go for the first one. Okay, so the SC wraps EC on SIR discrepancies, says voting is a sentimental right. So here we are just going to see what is the crux of it. Okay, so the first one is about SIR process. We all know Election Commission will be revising their electoral rolls, right? So here in this case, larger number of voters have been deleted. Either it is a duplicacy or most of them were deleted from the list. So that is a major thing. Wait, Mritul, I'll be telling you that. Okay, first we will complete this and I'll come back to that. Okay. So the major thing, the major issue here is before elections, the people have not even given the time for resuming. Like again, they wanted to register in the electoral rolls. That time period have not been given. So now the electoral rolls have been freezed, and there is no proper like most of the people have been deleted from the things. Okay, break problems into smaller parts. Okay. Okay, so that is what the major crux is. So here Supreme Court have told that, see, Election Commission, the electoral roll process is good. What you are doing is absolutely fine. Okay, but when it comes to the organism of that, okay, so the organic, the core value of it should be like, see, what is the idea about it? We have to delete the duplicate or the unnecessary or unwanted or invalid voters, right? But instead what happened, you have, like, in rushing the process of the electoral rolls, you have made lot of voters to delete from the list. So there is a huge rights that have been missed out from what? From the rights that people have. See, here we are not talking about the fundamental right, which is equality before law, not like that. Okay, here we are talking about the major right, that is the constitutional right of voting, that is the democratic right. Okay, the core value of the voting. So I can cast vote where for whom I wish to cast my vote, right? So if my name itself is not in the electoral roll, then my constitutional right, it is not just a legal right, it is more than the democratic right. So that has been challenged, that has been questioned here. So that is a major thing here the Supreme Court is talking about. So Supreme Court have told that, see, don't rush before this elections. If you have freezed this, it is not a good one, it is not the right one to do. So at least give them the time to for the voters to reapply for those genuine electoral rolls. Okay, so if my name is missing, you should have been given me the time. see your name have been deleted, so if you wish to vote, or if you wanted to do, you have to register again. At least this phrase have to be given, right? This time period has to be given. So that is what Supreme Court have been said that. So in 2002, if you see, the roll would be the benchmark. So the 2002 electoral roll would be the benchmark. So earlier it was proposed that the electoral people who are enrolled in the 2002, this list will not be disturbed, but many of the people have been deleted and they have been removed from this 2002 benchmark roll as well. So this is the major cause, like, see, when it have been promised that this would be the benchmark and none of the people will be disturbed from this electoral roll, but still people have been removed from this. So that is not the promise have not been keep up. So we have to move towards a feasible thing. And the major issue here is the tribunals are getting more and more cases. When it comes to the West Bengal especially, there is lot of cases coming. Okay, everybody is claiming my name is not there, my name is not there, I have been deleted from the electoral rolls. So these tribunals have been facing high pressure from the cases pending due to this SIR electoral roll revision. Okay, so that is what the crux of this article. Just read about it, nothing much. The major crux we have discussed about the 2002. Okay, the pressure on the tribunals and the constitutional right, which is the democratic right, casting vote. Okay, so these three are the major thing that we have to read from here. And one more thing, as the keywords are from election commission and this electoral roll, so which people representative act has been given, it is 1950. Okay, article 324 have to be checked, 324 and 325 and 326. So these three articles that you have to read, and also apart from that, roles and powers of EC, okay, election commission, and also the these things that we have discussed. Okay, that is what important for this article. Okay, clear? Is there any doubt? See, don't get into city based, or don't get into any particular area based details in this article. Okay, West Bengal is one, just for understanding I am telling you, otherwise you have to focus on these three things only. Okay, so SIR process, EC, okay, and the democratic rights, people representative act, all these things you have to just go through it. Okay, clear? Shall we move to the next one? Okay, the next one is about the past. Again, Bengaluru is treating water supply as infinitely expandable. See, right now I would like to add certain things. So Bengaluru is facing water scarcity right now. Apart from that, Bengaluru used to be like, if there is any Kannadigas or any people from Bangalore, you might be knowing the pleasant weather of Bangalore. Throughout the year, it used to be very cool, very chill, okay, pleasant climate over there. Okay, so because of the Palakkad gap there. Okay, so now if you see, the Bangalore is losing its temperature in the summers. Actually, summers will be, there will be slight hike, but there is a huge changeover, there is huge differences in the climate nowadays. So somewhere or the other, the nature is keep on insisting us, see, certain things you have to take in care of. The climate change is one of the biggest thing, okay, one of the biggest thing that we have to take into it. Okay, so when it comes to this, the water scarcity, okay, so this is not only in the area of Bangalore, you can see many areas like Chennai and everything. Okay, water table is, groundwater table is going down and down, and we are not getting enough water supply. Problem here is two different problems. Okay, one is we are getting less water supply because of the groundwater is low. Okay, so the major water supply is groundwater. Okay, and the second thing is about, okay, we are not getting the things refilled. Okay, neither we are reusing the water, or nor we are refilling the groundwater. So if we keep on like pulling out the water from ground table, and we are not able to reuse those water which we already used it. Okay, so if you see in the airports, we used to have the recycled water, right? So that kind of mechanism also have to be followed in households, though it is a huge high tech like expensive program, but that is the one feasible and sustainable one. Okay, so this reusing of the water is not been done, and also we are not refilling the water. Okay, so for reusing, what we need, the technology, high technologies, and also the investments we need. So it will take little time. But when we look into the refilling, why refilling is not done? It is not like some people is going and they will be refilling the water in the ground table. No, it is not like that. The after the precipitation, the penetration of water should be done in the soil, right? But it is not happening. So when you see why it is not happening, the urbanization is the major thing. Okay, so when it comes to the urbanization, okay, so the construction that we are going with, the construction is majorly of the concrete base, right? So if you remember, like I don't know how many of you could remember this, in 2011-12 time and all, there used to be in my locality, there used to be the rule that if there is any house being built, okay, though it is already built or currently which has been constructed, okay, so they should have the water tank, matlab the water reservoir where the rainwater harvesting method has to be followed. So this was made mandatory in 2011-12 in my locality. Okay, but so this is, if you see how far it have been achieved, it is for some point of time it was achieved, but after that it have not been taken, it is not actively participating in the society. So what we have to do is, the major problem here is about the construction which is concrete oriented. Okay, so the base of the buildings or any other construction, it is completely blocking, okay, blocking the water penetration in the ground table, one thing. And second thing, that the plastics and the landfills that we are facing right now. Okay, so because of those landfills and also the plastics, so the water is not penetrating, which is eventually causing, there is no like no opportunity for the increase water demand, poor water management, and weak monsoon worsen the shortage. Yes, Bengaluru. So these are the major things that we are first one we have talked about the groundwater, right? Now we are talking about the urbanization and migration. Okay, so eventually we will be coming to one point. Okay, so one by one we will be coming. So this resulting in what? So the water is not able to penetrate, and we are not getting the water ground table also. And after that, there is no way for the water, like if there is any heavy floods or if there is any high precipitation, at that time, at that point of time, we are not getting the ways to discard all these water. So we are having the flash floods, like the areas like Chennai and everything, we are getting the flash floods because of that only. Okay, so when you're planning for your urbanization, or when you're planning for your complete urban area or city planning, you have to keep that in mind. So these are the things, like from history, this is what you're going to study. So how come you're going to use it? It is going to be used for you in GS 2 paper, okay, and apart from the GS 3 paper as well. Okay, so then when we talk about this urbanization, another hand in hand problem will be coming around migration. So if you see the nature of the Bengaluru, okay, it is not only the Bengalurian people, okay, it is about migrated people also. The population pressure in Bangalore is not a very simple term. Okay, if you see when it comes to the IT sector, when it comes to the education, so major of the people will be piling up in Bangalore only. So the migrated area, the migrated people, okay, there it is not so easy. Okay, the pressure on the population is creating that water scarcity also. How? Because see, earlier in a city it was only 1,000 people. Okay, the water table was also good, everything is going good, so there is no necessity of there is no possibility of the water scarcity. But now the water level is going down day by day. At the same time, 1,000 people have been increased to 5,000 people. Then think about the water availability and also the usage of water. So if there is increase in the water, obviously the water availability will go down, right? So this is what the major issue here. So it is not only about the urbanization, it is also about the migration and the population who have been settled there. So for this, what can we do? We can do two things. One is refilling the ground table, that is one method. And since it cannot be done in 1 or 2 days, so since those things are being consolidated and all those things have been sorted there, till then we have to do the recycling process or reusing process. Okay, so that we have to do. Any doubt till now? Okay, so if you have any doubt, please let me know. So it is like we have to focus on certain things, which is recycling the water and also increasing the groundwater. Okay, so if we come up with the initiatives like again the rainwater harvesting pit and also these kind of the water saving related construction, so that will be helpful for us. Okay, so this is the recent issue that is Bangalore is going with. Okay, so okay, thank you. Poor water management and weak monsoon worsen the shortage, right? So now the western disturbance is also coming late, right? And apart from that, we will be having the monsoon. So monsoon is also a big impact here, because if you see monsoon everywhere, the monsoon pattern have been disturbed everywhere. This is one of the reason, because if you see the Bangalore, monsoon will not be affecting that much there. Instead, the water management have to be taken into the consideration. Clear? Just go through it, that we have just read about it. Take it. So if you have any doubt, please let me know, otherwise we will change the topic. Okay, so they have given the numbers of borewells and everything, so it is not that necessary to read these numbers, but just for an idea how much ever it has been used, so that you have to just think about it. Okay, the areas they have mentioned, all these things. Okay, so okay, moving upon. Okay, coming back to the next topic, which is the fallout of the crisis in West Asia on India's economy. So here, okay, we are talking about the West Asian unrest, though it is affecting us on our what? Though it is affecting us on the oil, gas, which is energy security. We have already talked about the strategic autonomy, where in this strategic autonomy, what we saw, the US will be forcing India to get more oil from US rather than diversifying. Okay, so we all know India have started diversifying its oil, gas supplies, right? And if you see India's economy, when it comes to basically this oil and gas, we import crude oil for two things. One is the necessaries about crude oil import is for domestic purpose and for export. Okay, so for the domestic purpose, or petroleum, okay, diesel, and also LPG. So the refinery process will be done for the domestic process, and also we refine the oil and we are exporting as well. So these are the major thing why we need crude oil. Okay, it is not only about diversifying the oil supply or gas supply, it is also about a major thing that we are using here to stabilize our current account deficit. Okay, clear? So this is what the major thing we are talking about. So when it comes to the domestic, we are able to diversify, and we are giving the enough supply right now. Even though there is a little panics, but still we are going with a good supply only. Okay, so by this article is talking about the major part of this, what has been challenged here, how it is affecting the economy. Okay, so you got the issues, right? The energy security, the strategic autonomy, and everything. So first one, the impact in the domestic will be, we will be getting the less oil, so the price, the oil prices, gas prices will be going hike, right? So there will be a hike in the prices. First thing. Second thing, we will not be able to give the proper supply to domestic people. So like just fertilizers and everything, these are the necessity things. Oil, gas, and fertilizers are first direct goods. Okay, so these are like something hugely impacting on the food security and the energy security. So when there is low supply, we wouldn't be able to meet out the domestic needs, and it will be directly hitting upon the scarcities of food. Okay, the food security will be completely challenged here. So this is a major thing in the domestic one. Okay, when it comes to the international one, the export things. Okay, okay. So Venkatri, are you using chat GPT or what? Like within 5 minutes did you read this? Okay. If you're reading it, then it is good. Like if you're giving genuine crux of it, it is good. Okay, okay. Then so when we looking into it, okay, so the export, the refinery products that we are being exported from India. Okay, so when there is less supply, when there is no much supply from the routes, okay, so there is a major issue, so that we will be losing our remittances. Remittances is nothing but the people working in abroad. Okay, Venkatri, okay, already done morning. Great, Venkatri. So this is for you, it is a revision session, right? Okay, good. If you're doing it in the morning, good. Ha, okay, good. So the remittances is nothing but the people who are working in abroad, they are sending the money to them. Okay, they are sending in those dollars and euros and everything. Okay, so this remittances is that only. Okay, so those amount which has been the foreign currencies that we have received from those employees, that is remittances, which they used to usually send it to their parents. Okay, or parents, family, whatsoever it is. Okay, so if we have this dollars or euros or yen, whatever it is, so the foreign currency that we have, it will be helpful for us to transact. And if we are having higher currencies like dollars, our rupee value will not be falling out down. Okay, so when there is an issue in this remittances, okay, issue here is we are receiving the enough remittances, but the problem is we are spending these remittances too much because of the problem in West Asia. Okay, so the West Asian unrest is about the blockage in the Strait of Hormuz. So you all know Strait of Hormuz is very important for the global energy security. When it comes to India, the major of the goods and also the major of the oil and gas fertilizers been supplied from those Strait of Hormuz. That route is majorly important. Okay, so it is not about any specific area, it is majorly about the route which is very crucial for the effective transportation of these goods. So when there is any disturbances in that, so the supply will be less, when the supply is less, when the supply is down, so I will not be able to do the production, right? So when the production is going down, because I'm getting the raw material as oil, right? Then I'm refining, and the production is about the refinery product, right? So my production is going down, so I will not be able to supply back. Okay, though the demand is same, but I am not able to give the supply, right? So when the supply is less, again I will not be getting the amount, I will not be getting the proper amount, right? Okay, so the US dollars and everything will be going down. Even in apart from that, when there is a blockage in that supply, there will be high prices, so I have to pay more in the US dollars or any other dirhams, whatever the currency they are asking for. Okay, because only Russia will be taking the Indian rupee as for the transaction, right? Other than that, majorly people will be going for the strongest currencies like dollar and everything. So if you see in the newses, we would be able to see like the barrels are being purchased in the dollars manner. Okay, $30, $8 per barrel, $10 per barrel. So it is like the transaction will be in the dollars. So when I'm paying huge amount in dollars, so my remittances, okay, the reserves that I have, I will be giving out from there only. I have no other sources, right? So the thing is like we are losing the remittances, so that is like the current account deficit is keep on increasing. So when there is high price that I am giving in the dollars and everything, this is current, this is directly affecting my current account deficit. Somewhere or the other, I will never be having this current account balance, okay, and instead I will be losing out my currency value. So this is the major thing that have been given here. So if there is a fallout in the rupee, eventually it will be affecting in inflation, right? So the prices will go high, the prices of those goods will be going high, so everything will be like for 10 rupees if I am getting one pen, if after all these effects it will be around like what, for 100 rupees I have to get this pen. So the supply, the Strait of Hormuz is very important. It is not only for the oil and the energy security, it is also highly important for the economical terms, where the transportation time will be saved, and also I will be getting more of what, more of the time saving, and also I will not be able to like it will not be happening like I will be losing out my currencies. Okay, so this is what from this. Okay, just read about it. The non-availability of fertilizers and other chemicals would affect the agricultural output in the Kharif season, which will start from June. So from this article you have to read the agriculture pattern of India also. It is not given here, but just go through it. Okay, G. If you see this, and finally is the fiscal deficit problem. Okay, here it is, cost push inflation. This is one of the major word that we need. Okay, would affect relative prices in sectors that are directly affected, such as petroleum products, okay, fertilizers. However, if liquidity also increase, there would be pressure on overall inflation. You're getting it? The country needs to avoid any large liquidity increases, where the banks will be working upon. So I think we last time before 2-3 weeks we have read about the RBI also, right? I guess in the March or before that we have read it. So just think about what are all the mechanisms that actually RBI will be doing, where we talked about the government securities and bonds, right? So just read to control the inflation, what RBI will be doing. It is not directly from this article, but still when there is this kind of things are like it is suggested like the country needs to avoid any large liquidity increases, right? So to control the liquidity, the cash flow, what the government and the RBI will be doing together. So the responsibilities of RBI when it comes to inflation, and those mechanisms like repo rate, increasing the cash reserves, SLR and CRR. So all these things you just have to read. Majorly newspaper will be for two things. One is GS2 and GS3. And if there is any century like the 100 years, 150th year, all those things will be coming in the newspaper. That is for your history or something else. Then other than that, science, economy, polity, okay, so social justice, all these things, societal related issues that you have to cover from this. So the interlinked notes that have to be kept in mind. Okay, so just go through it. If there is any doubt, please let me know. Okay, hope it is visible for everyone, right? So you can expect from this article, you can expect the mains perspective question also. Obviously, it is very clear like how West Asia unrest is affecting India, not only in economy, in multiple dimensional approach they might ask, and in prelims also they can ask about the indirect effects, like what is the how it impacted in inflation, how it impacted in the Indian economy, about the current deficit, fiscal deficit. So all these things will be asked. Just go through it. Okay, we will see. Got it? Just read about it. Okay, so that's it for the day. So let's wind up the session, and I hope everything is clear. Just read the newspaper, you will get to know. Okay, so for Mithun, the analytical skills book, so I just go through it. Okay, I have not read much novels about analytical skills, but as I have already told you, like you have to just read the newspapers, and apart from that there are books like 1984, okay, and the decision making power books and all is there, so you can go through it. Okay, a good decision before, all these books will be helping you. Okay, just read about it. You can Google it also. Okay, but majorly it have been like, when I asked people, they also suggested like the novel of 1984 is good. Okay, and I'll do some research about it also, and I'll be reverting back for sure. Okay, so thank you everyone, thank you so much. We will meet the next session. Okay, keep making the notes, and please mark down the keywords also. That will be helpful for you. Okay, thank you. Have a good day. हो गया ना सर? हाँ, ठीक है. सॉरी, मैंने स्नैप